Hi, my name is Corey Blickenstaff, physical therapist in Vancouver, Washington, and this is Novel Movements for the Neck, second video. So, in the last video I talked about how there's a tendency when people look down to look from the bottom of their neck, and when they look up to look from the top of their neck, and that the forward head kind of desk computer sitting posture is a combination of the two, forward at the bottom, back at the top. And then I showed a motion that involved full motion of the neck. So today I'm going to show a variation of that that's not as extreme in its motions, but still is the novel movement concept. So again, getting out of those typical tendencies, which again there's nothing wrong with. I think it's important to say that those motions, there's nothing wrong with moving forward from the bottom of your neck and up from the top. But since they are tendencies, they're habitual ways of moving for most people. Getting out of those patterns will likely represent a novel movement. So one movement, if there's any movement that's a standard in physical therapy, it's the chin tuck. Okay, if you've been through physical therapy for neck pain, there's a good chance you've seen that one. It's pretty standard. The typical explanation is that we're stretching the back of the neck, we're using the deep neck flexors, which I don't argue with. That's for sure happening, I think, but I'm going to give a little bit different perspective. I think it's also a novel movement because when you do a chin tuck, you can see we are flexing from the upper part of the neck because I'm nodding my chin down, and we are extending from the bottom of the neck. So it's the total opposite of that forward head posture where you're extending from the top and flexing from the bottom. You're extending from the bottom and flexing from the top. So when you think of it as a novel movement instead of a stretch, that changes the way you approach it a little bit. So I don't think you need to take it back there to any extreme. It shouldn't feel like a real forceful movement. What you can do is just basically glide your chin straight back. You're trying to bring your head back without looking up. As you come back, it'll feel like you're making a double chin. Now, a couple variations you can do from this. Once you get back here, then you can flex the upper spine by nodding your chin as you keep the lower neck in extension, like this. Okay? The opposite is true. You can also nod your chin to begin with and then extend the lower neck. Okay? And you can kind of do a combination, a little bit more of a smooth movement. I like this one because it feels a little more smooth and therefore comfortable in nature, but just kind of go back into it and let yourself out of it gradually, like so. Okay? Now all of these movements, and I hope this has been obvious on all of the videos, but all of these movements should be comfortable. There's no need to take any of these to an uncomfortable range. But that's another example of novel movements for the cervical spine.